Hello YouTube, long time no see, no hear, no news. Today though I'm coming at you with a review of a watch that is somewhat controversial in the forums at least, and I wanted to cover it because when I was searching there was only one other review for it that I found, but it was not for the version that I ordered, and that watch happens to be the Deep Blue Diver Nato 300. It's this watch right here, which currently I don't have a strap on, a NATO strap on it. I've removed it for purposes that I'd like to talk about a little later on in the review. So this is Deep Blue, their version of the Seiko, I suppose, SKX, which a number of people on the forums did not appreciate this model because they felt that it pretty much stole the design from Seiko. But the reason I wanted to cover this is because I ordered this about a month ago, and I will have to say I wanted the black one, which I got. They had their sale going on at the time with the cyber code, and this watch was made available for about $150. Now, an automatic movement with a sapphire crystal and a great design for $150. What's not to like? You know, why not take a chance on something like that? So I wanted to cover this, and I wanted to point out a few of the reasons that that this is well, as much as you're a Seiko fan, and believe me, I am as well. I have a couple myself. This watch is unique in its own way. Yes, the case is a lot similar, or if not identical, to the SKX. But the SKX doesn't come in a black PVD finish like this, and it's a nice finish. It has a little bit of a tacky feel to it, but it's pretty even, and it has like a gloss. I don't know if the camera's catching that gloss on there. It also has a sapphire crystal, which we know the SKX doesn't have. Has applied indices in here. Also has the date, but this one I'm not going to, well, yeah, I will. So it has a screw down crown. It's windable. It's hackable. Now, when I was looking at the SKX, and I did admire it in person, it's a good looking watch. One of the things that I didn't like about it was that it was one of these you shake to wind, and it was not hackable nor hand windable. When you have watches in a rotation that you cannot wear daily, or you don't wear daily, this hand winding is kind of a nice feature to have. It is still a Seiko movement inside. It's the NH36, which differs from the NH35 by way of having the day function rather than just the date. Okay, so this watch is about 45 millimeters. It wears pretty nicely. I'll put it on the strap here in a moment. It has a depth rating of 300 meters. From what I understand, they test one out of a batch. They don't test each one individually to verify that 300 meter rating. But it is 100 meters more than what the SKX is rated for at 200 meters. Now, when I mentioned the SKX, locally they were available for right around $200. Okay, like I said, this watch is available for $150 when I got it. One of the things that I liked about this was the sapphire crystal. I'm hard on watches. As much as I like to baby them, we always end up with a scratch somewhere on it. Now, that hasn't been the case with Hardlex. I do like Hardlex. I do have Hardlex on my Sumo. I love my Sumo. But I thought it was a nice touch for such a low price. The action on this bezel, as you can see, is very nice. It's a little bit, moves pretty easy as far as if you were actually going to use it to time a dive or something of that nature. It wouldn't take much to bump that and get it to move. So I don't know that I'd use it for that. It could be tighter. It does have a helium valve here. Not that any of us, most of us, would ever use that. From what I understand, if you dive a lot, you're more likely to use the dive computers rather than use a dive watch anymore. The back here is stainless. Has a nice little diver on it. I'll kind of wipe off some of these prints. Screw down crown, like I mentioned, hand windable, hackable. This watch from Deep Blue is keeping approximately plus minus 2 seconds a day. Now it's about plus 2 seconds when worn, and when I put it in the watch box for storage, it is about minus 1 to 2 seconds. So there's a little bit of a difference there, but it's remarkably accurate, especially considering that this movement is rated for much more variance than what I'm currently getting. It has this nice bevel here as well. I don't know if you're getting any of that blue, but there's a nice blue, let's see here, focus. There's a nice blue hue from the, I guess it'd be the anti-reflective treatment under the crystal, under the sapphire there, anti-reflective coating. There's a nice bevel that you may or may not notice. I notice it mostly outside in the sunlight. There's this little bevel right here on this crystal, and it catches the sunlight really, really well. It really shines. These applied indices right here, they sparkle quite nicely, and this dial is not a matte black. It's kind of a it has a nice reflective to it. It's a very good looking watch, and I'll tell you what, if Seiko had made something similar to this in their SKX model, I mean, and I'm not talking just the design, but if they'd added the features that I mentioned before, which is the sapphire crystal, as well as the hackable, windable, hand windable movement, you know, really there might have never been a need to purchase this watch. But so far I'd have to say I'm impressed with this watch. It's been a great watch. It keeps accurate time. The only thing that I would add to this, the changes I would make if I were Deep Blue, or if somebody at Deep Blue is listening, drilled lugs right here would be nice. Make strap changes just a little bit easier. And for a comparison, I've got a, let me show you, and I know this is a sin in the watch community, but let me show you something. For $150 you get all this that I talked about here with this Deep Blue. Okay, great watch. For about $100 or a little under, you can get this. And I know that this is a big no-no for a lot of people. But I also know that these are heavily modded, easily modded, and are a lot of people's first mod. This watch gets abused. I've had it for about 3-4 years now, and I wear it daily. I wear it in cold weather, hot weather, in the water, out of the water. It takes bumps, it takes bruises, and you can see the scratches here on the case, and how used it is. And it's an Invicta, and I know a lot of people aren't wild about Invicta, but for about $100, look at this, what you get here: a 40mm case. It hacks, it hand winds. It's the NH35, whereas this is the NH36 movement. But this is a great beater watch for about $100. A lot of people get the SKX, Seiko Heritage, right? And it doesn't have these features, and it costs twice as much as this watch. So for a daily beater, I just couldn't justify, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I just couldn't justify to myself why spend that extra money on an SKX with a lower grade movement than I can get in either of these watches. And just for comparison sake, I want to show you a little nicer, higher end Seiko. You know, this is supposed to be JDM, but these are becoming more and more common. This is really a nice Seiko piece. And to me, this compares favorably, very favorably against the Deep Blue, with the exception that Seiko has the notorious misaligned chapter ring, which I wish they would address that. This chapter ring just ever so slightly gets misaligned here. But for size comparison, let's compare these two watches. Just side by side here, if you look at them. Similar sizes, similar movements. Of course, this has the better one, the 6R15 being the Sumo. You know, a little bit, well, a lot nicer case finishing here, the shape. I see a lot of reviews for this piece, but I don't I don't know that the pictures and the videos can do it justice as far as this case shape is concerned, and the polishing and the finish on this is just, this is an awesome watch. And I'll tell you, it looks even better on the NATO that I have it on the Bond style strap. But this, let me go back to what I originally was talking about with this deep blue, because I forgot to mention this strap that it came with. So it came with this green strap here. I know you've all seen them. It has a kind of a black hardware, has deep blue. I don't know if we can get that. Deep blue right here etched in the buckle. I don't know how well that's etched in, but it's there. I don't use this strap. This strap came, and honestly, it's a little bit stiff feeling. It's not a comfortable strap, but it looks great. Looks great on the watch, but as far as the quality of it, it's suspect, you know. But what do you expect for, whoops, what do you expect for a $150 watch? Normally it's I think it's $250 to $300 when they're not on sale. You know, I'll show it to you real quick. And one of the problems I had with this strap, my son really likes this strap on here, and it looks really nice. It does. The color looks nice. I got about a 7 1/4, 7 3/8 inch wrist. And the problem that I ran into, and it's not really a problem, is, but I like to tuck, let me put it on real quick. I like to tuck the strap back on itself into the keepers there. And they really didn't leave any, you can see how stiff it is. They really didn't leave much length on it to be adjustable. So it's kind of a difficult strap to use. It's a short, it's probably where they cut costs the most when putting this out there, and it does make it difficult to wear how I like it. But so the strap comes up just here inside there. You know, there's no double over. I don't know if you're picking that up very well in the camera. But so if you'll notice, just here's what I'm talking about. So the strap isn't the best, but that's okay, because NATO straps are, you know, something you change regularly. It's not a big deal. So what I went ahead and did, and I had this black NATO laying around, and I've been wearing it on this guy here. It's not really a traditional NATO. I suppose you'd call it a Zulu, because it doesn't have the keeper to go back on itself, but to me it looks great. Just, oops, put that in backwards. Looks great just the way it is on this black strap. So we'll just put that in there, and it's a lot more comfortable, as you can see. And look at the bend on it, and then of course when you throw it on, let me get this guy buckled up real quick. See, so it goes through the two keepers, and then we got this excess here, which is to me, it's something I like in my NATOs. But there you go. There's what I wear it on daily. It's just a black NATO or Zulu, and I love this watch. I really do. It's a beater, if you want to call it that. I can wear it every day, wear it hard. This finish is tough. It's not gonna scratch off. It's gonna wear really nicely. The movement is incredibly accurate for how much this watch costs. The finishing looks, I mean, it's just, the way this thing just glimmers in the sun is fantastic. I love the blue hue on the dial. It's an awesome watch, and I'll tell you, if you're not against them having the Seiko design here, it's worth a look. It's worth it for you to take the plunge and get in on this while you can. I don't know if they're going to make more or what, but this is an awesome watch, and I'll tell you, you can't go wrong with it. And you know, it's a Seiko movement. It's a great movement. It's durable. That's one of the things I like about the Seiko movements is you can wear them every day. You can use them. You don't have to be afraid to use them. They're robust. They're durable. They last. And I'll tell you what. This is just, there's the Sumo. I love this. I love this watch. This case. I'll do a review on this guy some other time. But there's a number of them already out there. I don't think that I can offer you any new information on this guy. except for, I mean, just look at this. So this edge here happens to be polished. This edge is brushed, and then this edge is highly polished. It's just, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love this watch. And it sees regular rotation time. Of course, now this has been added to my rotation, and this guy just kind of gets thrown around. This little guy gets beat up on, and you know, it's something. But this watch right here is what initially turned me on to the Seiko movements, just being durable. And like I said, I've had this for a number of years and used it hard. And this movement, this guy here gains about 8 seconds in 24 hours. For a cheap watch, I can't believe it. But as good as that is, and as much as I can wear that to work and just abuse it, these are my daily, these are a normal rotation for me. But hope you like the review here on this watch and answered some questions, or maybe just got a better look at it here. And then if you want to make your decision on whether you want to take a plunge on it or not, I mean, that's up to you. But I would suggest you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this. You'll be satisfied. I know I am. And thanks for your time, guys. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you on the next one.